Hello, I'm Eric Singer, your host for Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, everything definitive that is the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. And joining me, as always, Coach Steve Trittschuh. Thank you so much for being here. This has got to be a first. Home game against Portland, rain, snow, and sleeted out, and hailed out.
Everything. I mean, the field had probably 3-4 inches of water on it in a lot of spots, so it was really deemed unplayable. So there's no way we could get it in. And then we tried to do it on Sunday, but then it just didn't work. So we're going to reschedule it, hopefully sometime in June, and then we'll still have that home game.
Well, you also have a short period between your next game, and we'll be talking about it in a second. It's going to be playing on Wednesday. Yep. But how do you get the guys motivated? Because they were up for the game, they were ready, they were psyched, they came off a W, and then it got rained out.
Right, and we still need to try and keep that momentum. The last couple of days we've had training, and we tried to keep that intensity. And the guys, they still want it. So the only thing is that from the previous game when we had Shintaro and Josh red carded, they still have to sit out this game in Orange County on Wednesday. So we're still going to be missing those two, but the guys are ready. They've trained well, and they're going to be ready to play.
Orange County FC, we're going to do this in several segments because we can be able to focus on this, but Orange County FC, you've had that time to be able to prepare against them. Obviously didn't play against Portland this past weekend. Now Orange County FC on Wednesday.
Yeah, and it's funny because the last game that Orange County played, they played Portland. So when I was watching video, I was kind of watching both of them. So I'm really familiar with them. They're a decent team. They're just, they're 3 points ahead of us in the standings right now. So it's an important game for us to go there and get a result.
We were talking about that momentum, keeping that momentum alive, especially among the players, the younger players and the older players. How do you gel that to get that focus still for a Wednesday game, which is really, in all intents and purposes, a difficult game if you would have played on Saturday and then you're getting ready for Wednesday? Yeah,
it would have been difficult because Orange County wasn't playing this weekend. So, we're both going in, we're both going to be fresh now, and that's a plus for us. But like I said, the guys are intense in training, and they're a similar team to the way that Portland played. So us preparing for Portland is almost the same as preparing for Orange County. And so we're going to do the same things going there, and I think the guys are ready for it.
What are you going to be focusing on? Let me go ahead and roll the highlights for just a moment so that way we get a better feel for Orange County so we can see a little bit more about them and see more about what your focus is going to be. Let's go ahead and check it out. This is
one of the previous games before Portland. They played Arizona at home and actually won the game 3-0, I believe. And so, they're a very organized team. They're a lot different than they were last year. Last year, when I watched video of them, they were a little disorganized. They have a very good attacking player. He plays on the right side, number 11. Slager, his last name is. And then their midfield strong. So if we can take away the strength of their midfield and they're attacking on the right side, I think we'll be all right.
Are you going to be more an offensive team in this game or a more defensive team?
Well, the way we play, we defend well as a team and then we attack well as a team, and nothing's going to change on our part. We just want to do everything a little bit quicker, and if we can shut down their main threats. Their main threats are on some restarts also, and I think we'll be all right.
All right, and thank you very much, Coach. And we're going to be coming back to you in just a moment. But now we're going to take a quick timeout so we can talk to one of the players getting set for this game. Even though this person was red carded out, it's okay. You know what? He's been watching the highlights. He's looking ahead as well, and we'll be talking with him in just a moment as Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC continues. We'll be right back.
Doing what we do for a living, we have to give that extra mile, even when you think you can't. Because not only are we taking care of people, but we're taking care of ourselves. At Centura, it is a culture of health. And as a group, we've brought that to the forefront to demonstrate to patients.
See Juliana's inspiring story at CenturaConnected.org.
Welcome back. I'm Eric Singer, your host for Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, everything that is definitive about the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. And joining me, one of the stars of the team, Shintaro Harada. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
All right, Shintaro, let's learn a little bit about you. The fans have seen you on the field, but let's learn a little bit about you. Where did you come from, sir?
Yeah, I'm originally from Japan, and I was playing for J-League, Japanese league, for 8 years, and then after 8 years playing for J-League, I came to State to play soccer, and then it's been 8 years, and this is 9th year.
Now, you played in low-level fields, like, for example, some of the other teams you played for in America are. Where have you played, sir?
Well, I played for Pittsburgh and Dayton. Before Pittsburgh, I was with the Baltimore team. So I played for 3 teams in the States, and then this is a 4th team in the States for me.
Now, of those 4 teams, this is high altitude. This is much different than playing in Pittsburgh, Dayton, Baltimore, etc. How do you get yourself psyched up physically and mentally to play in a higher altitude?
I just was training hard, and then adjusting myself here, and then that took for a month or so. But I was feeling good with it right now, and then every time we go away game, I feel better, better than usual. So.
And that's something that a lot of people don't realize when they do anything in high altitude and train in high altitude. For example, the Olympics, a lot of Olympic players come here to train, those athletes come here because of that feeling of, I have less oxygen, and then when I go elsewhere where there's more oxygen, I feel a lot stronger. So far, how do you think that's elevated your game?
That altitude thing is actually better. Actually, I mean, better for me as a player. Yeah, because high altitude, I'm adjusting here already, and then every time we go away game, like you said,
In Austin, for example?
Yeah, in Austin, Arizona as well. Even if it's heat in there, heat in Arizona, but we play very harder than them, and then we beat them.
Now, you can't play in this coming game on the road because you were red carded out. So tell me, you've gotten a look at some of the highlights of Orange County Blues. Tell me what the guys will be seeing.
Orange County guys are pretty, they good team, and then they have good players in there, like a couple very good players, Coach Trittschuh mentioned, like a winger and a couple midfielders. They're very good players playing this league for that team like a couple years, past couple years, I think. So. And
finally, if you had to say something to your fans, obviously it was a rain out this past weekend, but if you had to say something personal to your fans, what would that be, sir? And if you'd like to address the camera and talk to them.
Yeah, sure. First of all, thank you very much for supporting us, even in the snow weather. Last home game against the Real Salt Lake, I was very surprised about they staying until the end of the game.
Right.
I was so glad. To see them in the stand until the end of the game. So, thank you very much for supporting us. And then we, game by game, we getting better and better. So I feel. So we keep that momentum going, and then we beat Orange County there. And then I can't play for that game, but I'm coming back for next home game, probably Arizona game, league game.
Right.
So I try coming back and then play hard and then try to get a win for supporters and keep supporting us, please.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And
thank you very much.
Colorado Springs people are used to the snow, are used to the rough weather, and they appreciate the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. So thank you very much. And
thank you very much.
Thank you. And of course, we'll be back in just a few moments. We're going to take a timeout. Then we're going to be back with Coach Steve Trittschuh with more on Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, your source for everything that is the Switchbacks.
At Kaiser Permanente, everything you need is under one roof. Another way care and coverage together makes life easier. Okay, a little easier. Become a member of Kaiser Permanente, because together we thrive.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Eric Singer, for Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, everything definitive that is the Colorado Springs Switchbacks Football Club. And once again, Coach Steve joining me, and we're talking about your next opponent on Wednesday. You had a little bit more time than expected to rest because we did have a rain out, bad weather over the weekend, terrible weather over the weekend. But now let's look ahead and look ahead to their strengths, weaknesses, and how you're going to be combating that. Let's go ahead and roll the highlights.
Like I said, I mean, they're a very organized team. Like I watched them last year when I really wasn't coaching, but I tried to watch all the teams. And last year they seemed a little disorganized, but they have a new coach here. They have some new players, and they seemed a little bit more organized defensively. They defend well as a team, but on the attacking side of it, they have good possession. The three players in the middle like to possess the ball, and then a lot of their attacks come down the right side with this number 11. His last name's Slager. And so we worked on it this week, and we'll stay compact as a team, and then hopefully take away some of their possession game. And we always have to keep an eye on the number 11.
Let's talk about the field itself, because that's something that everyone has to think about as you're coming into a away game.
Sure.
How does it look?
It's a good field. It's on the campus of UC Irvine, and so it's a good grass field. I mean, I've actually played there before, so it's good, and it's a nice big field for us. So I think we'll be able to play well on it, because we seem to play well on big fields and grass fields that are we can pass the ball good.
Momentum. We've talked about it before, but we can never underrated momentum, and also that teamwork, and also talking to one another on the field. You've really impressed on your players. Let's talk with one another on the field. Let's keep that conversation going.
Yeah, and the communication is a big thing for us, and it starts from the goalkeeper into the defense, into the midfield, into our forwards. So, that's one of the big things we do stress these days, because we need to stay compact as a team, and that comes with communication, especially from behind. And we've been working on that. And actually, we've had 10 days to work on it since we didn't have to play on Saturday. But the guys, the guys seem to understand it, and it's coming along. And it's the same as Orange County. Every team that plays more is getting better and better. So this isn't going to be an easy game for us by whatsoever. They're in a little bit of a roll. I think they've won their last 2 or 3 in a row. So but they're only 3 points ahead of us right now, and we're on the same. We've played the same amount of games, so we really need to go there and get a result.
Speaking of which, they are higher in the standings right now. Do you like that underdog position? Because I know I used to like the underdog position to really motivate me.
Well, yeah, and it's kind of funny too. We're a smaller market. We're not affiliated with an MLS team, and so we're kind of sneaking in under the radar, which is perfect for me. People, I don't know if they're not taking us serious, but with a few more good results, they better be. So, and I don't see this team taking us easy. It's a home game for them. The only good thing is we've been rested now, and so if we would have played Saturday, then we would have played Wednesday. They might have had a little bit of advantage, but we're both rested now, and so I think it's going to be a good game.
Speaking with Shin just a few moments ago, Shintaro, and he obviously he can't be there. How do you get him psyched to stay in that mindset, because he was red carded out for several games?
He has no problem. Shin's he's a good professional, and he's been around for a while, so he knows how to take care of himself. And so he'll be fine. He'll train these few days, and then we have our Open Cup game next week, and so he'll be right back in the lineup for next week.
Okay, same thing for Josh. How do you keep him motivated?
Same way. He's younger, but he's a good professional, and he's got the mindset that he wants to stay in that starting lineup, and he's been doing very well. He's actually been a big part of our defense when we've started changing things a little bit, and he's been a big part of that. So, the same thing for him. I mean, he'll prepare this week and get ready for next week.
Do you believe that this time off has helped you think? Because it wouldn't have been such a rush in between Saturday now to Wednesday. Is this going to help you be that much stronger on the field?
Well, we'll be sharp. I mean, and we're rested. Whereas on Saturday, if we play in that type of weather, who knows what would have happened. I wanted to kind of keep that momentum going, because we did have momentum going, but we trained on Sunday, and we tried to keep that momentum and the intensity going in kind of like an inter squad scrimmage. So we're ready, and it's just a little hiccup in our schedule, but I think the guys will be ready.
All right, if you had a moment to talk to your fans right now about this game, tell me what you foresee for this game on Wednesday.
Well, it's going to be a tough game. Like I said, they're right above us in the standings, and we want to keep pace with those teams above us. So to go into Orange County and get a result is going to be plus for us. So, we're going in there, we're going to play fast, we're going to play organized and be disciplined defensively. So just keep an eye on those things, and you can keep an eye on the number 11 and see if we can mark him out of the game.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach Steve. And of course, it's going to be Wednesday, May 13th. This is going to be away game, Orange County FC, and of course we'll be back here to discuss that game, focus in on that W, knock on wood,
right.
Let's hope so. And once again, this is Coach Steve Trittschuh, the head coach for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, and of course we'll be back next week to discuss the next game. With Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, I'm your host, Eric Singer. We'll see you next time.